Hey, good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery. I'm not here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio, and I'm actually not behind the mic this morning. I'm in the room. I'm in my motel room here, the Continental, in White River, Ontario, Canada, bear hunting here with Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. I thought since I had a minute, I would do my normal Behind the Mic or Wednesday morning segment. Hey, Brent, good morning, buddy. How are you? I hear you. I hear you're getting rid of a pup to the Grillo family. Jason, good morning. How are you? Appreciate you joining me on this edition of Behind the Mic. I'm in White River, Ontario, Canada. I'm here bear hunting with Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. Again, I'm going to play a little video clip from Ron here shortly. So far, I have not seen a bear. Cliff, good morning. I'm going to change things up a little bit today. Uncle Johnny, how are you, buddy? Thanks for taking care of my better half while I'm gone. Charles, good morning. Jerry checking in from Algonac. Good morning. How are you? Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. I'm getting ready to head out here shortly for a midday hunt. I mean, I'm gonna go out there. I should be in a blind by 10 o'clock. Keep in mind, I'm hunting about 35, 40 miles back into the bush. So it takes me a while to get back out there. Gene's just out of the hospital. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're out. Gary, Craig, good morning, buddy. How are you? Craig, look what I got. Even here, Craig, it comes with me. It's full of coffee right now. I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to do a midday hunt, and I'm going to stay out there as long as I can. I'm telling you what, at 10:15 last night, I still had enough light to shoot. No bears yet. Has to be a little frustrating. How many days do you have left? I don't know if it's frustrating. I mean, it's hunting. The thing I love about bear hunting, other than seeing bears, judging the size of the bears, is the mental game. It's the cat and mouse. And what I'll explain to that. I went out there yesterday morning and just peeked my head over the top of the hill to see if the bait had been hit. It had not. When I went out there at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, it had been hit. So the bear came in, or bears, whatever, I don't have a camera on there, in the middle of the day. So today, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to be in the blind, hopefully by 10:15, make a lot of noise as I bait the blind, as I bait that site, let the bears know that I'm in there, and then just sit there and wait and see how long I can wait. I mean, ideally, I would sit there until 10 o'clock tonight. I don't think I can go in there at 10 o'clock in the morning and sit till 10 o'clock at night. That's a 12-hour sit. I mean, I've got movies on my phone. I'll sit there as long as I can. But I'm doing 6-hour sits right now. I'm going in at 4 in the afternoon and sitting until 6 at night or 10 o'clock at night. That's a 6-hour sit. What are you hunting with? My crossbow. Hey, Corey, good morning. How are you? Don't give me any walleye, Jim. I don't want the charity of others. Besides that, I really don't like fish. I appreciate your gesture. And isn't it crazy that I haven't even been on Saginaw Bay yet at this point? I can't even think about it because I have so many trips waiting for me. And Thermacell, not Thermocell, Thermacell. How many Thermacell refills did you bring? Well, I'll tell you what. I actually brought 2 different Thermacells with me in case one of them broke, because you don't want to be up here without a Thermacell. How many refills? During a sit, I don't know if you're familiar with these yet or not. Let me show you this. These things are worth their weight in gold. What they are is there's a pad in here that is scented. Scott says northeast wind, stay in Canada. Yeah, because you want my bear skin. There's a pad in here. Okay. This pad is scented and it puts out a smell that doesn't seem to bother the bears, but it drives the mosquitoes and the black flies crazy. In fact, it drives them away. It's powered by butane. Butane right here. And you can see, oh, this one's still got some in it. See the level there? In a normal sit for me right now, which is about 6 hours, I go through the better part of one of these butane things and one pad. But I got a bunch of them with me just in case I need them, because you don't want to run out of Thermacell. You don't want to be up here without a Thermacell. I'm telling you, it would be unbearable. Okay, let me go back to some of these. What stand are you hunting today? I'm going to go back there, Tim, to the same stand I was on, the same bait, but I'm going to go out here midday. In fact, I'm going to go out there. My plan is to be in the blind by 10 or 10:30 this morning and do a midday hunt. They are, Jason. They're worth every penny. Every penny. All right, I'm up here hunting with Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. I want to show you some video from Ron that I shot the other day as we were setting up this stand. NorthernWildernessBearOutfitters.com, NorthernWildernessBearOutfitters.com. But here is Ron, and he's like the Ontario Bear Whisperer. He's the Ontario version of Johnny Bowler. Let me get rid of this comment and show you Ron. Things were up in the air for a while.
Yeah, oh man, I was worried about it, but I mean, at least things changed a bit anyway. So yeah, somewhat decent. We got 12 or 13 bears on the board so far. So a few nice ones come in. So hopefully tonight you'll see one and get a crack at one, and we'll be skinning your bear tonight.
How's this bait over your shoulder? Tell me about this one.
This bait's really nice. The bears are coming in from the left, looking down, left and straight back. So there's some pretty good sign down there. So hopefully it'll all work out for you.
One last question. People always say, well, I always tell people, don't try to guide your guide. People need to trust you, right? If you tell them something, it's for their best interest, I think.
Yeah, like a lot of guys, they see bears come in the first night and they panic because, like, well, I didn't see nothing tonight. My bait wasn't hit. But you got it. We always say give it 3 days because, usually on the second, third day, it's just some of them, they get used to it. Different scents in the area. But, I mean, the guys are going to see bears tonight. Weather's nice. Change it, cool down. So
I'm going to see a bear tonight.
Yeah, you're going to see a bear, Mike.
All right. And actually, I didn't see a bear on that night. What Ron was talking about there, what Ron and I were talking about, I got a call from him. I was supposed to head up Friday morning. I got a call from him on Thursday saying, don't come up. I've got to cancel my hunts because of the fires. There were a couple of big fires burning up here. There was one west of town and there was one northeast of town. And it got pretty scary. And the ministry, the Ontario ministry, told him he couldn't go back into his baits. He didn't have access. So he didn't know what he was going to do. Mother Nature cooperated a little bit. They got the fires a little bit under control. I mean, when I drove up here, the Sioux was extraordinarily smoky, but all the smoke from the fires here had blown down to the Sioux. But everything's fine up here now. We can get out in the bush. We can get out to my stand. So what I'm going to do as soon as I get done with you here right now is I am going to head over to the skinning shack, Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. I'm going to pick up another bait. I'm going to head out into the bush. I'm going to head out to my stand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my truck as close as I can to the bait so the bears hear me. I'm going to make a bunch of noise. Before I do that, I'm going to sneak into my blind off the side. I'm going to put my crossbow and my backpack in there. I'm going to go back to the truck. I'm going to grab the bait and I'm going to make a bunch of noise. And then I'm going to jump in the truck, slam the door, and I'm going to drive the truck away and then sneak back into the blind. So thinking there is, because that bait got hit yesterday mid-morning after I checked it, is that, okay, they heard me come in and they thought that I was there to bait. So we're going to try to use that same strategy on them today. I love this. Everybody's an expert. And Gene, I'm not picking on you, but everybody's an expert on how to bait bears. I've run into this for years. Here's my theory on baiting bears. Whatever the outfitter is using, don't screw around with it. If those bears are used to seeing honey buns, stick with the honey buns. If the bears are used to seeing meat, stick with the meat. I think the biggest mistake a hunter can make is to go into a camp and use something different for the baits, or bring in some fancy scent, some bear scent, and spray it around. If the bears aren't used to that bait, if they're not used to that food, if they're not used to that scent, why would you introduce something at the last minute when you start to hunt? They've been coming in for weeks. Don't screw with the system. That's what I think. Yes, Mike, ringing the dinner bell. Jerry says, sounds good. Dean says it just might work. Doesn't matter whether you harvest an animal, enjoy the experience, something I've learned from it. Amen, Bill. If I don't get a bear, I don't get a bear. You know, it's not for lack of trying. It wasn't supposed to happen. I'd love to come home with some bear meat. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I've got some great stories, some great experiences. Is this the earliest in the season? Is the earliest in the season the best time to hunt over bait? Here in Ontario, you've got two seasons: spring season and fall. Spring season starts June 1st. Or no, maybe I think it starts back in May. Ron doesn't take hunters till June because in May there's still snow in the woods. And there's a season August 15th as well. That's the one I usually hunt. Gene says, that's very true. Greg says, you're right. Hey, Ross, how you doing, buddy? Can I do you a favor? Yeah, I'll shoot a bear for you, Ross. Yeah, sure. Of course I'll do you a favor, Ross. Good morning, Danny. Danny, look what I got. It came with me to save one to have with your coffee. True. Good morning, Tim. How are you? Welcome to this edition of Behind the Mic. Mike, are you emceeing Walleye for Warriors this year? I am, Corey. I'm not fishing in the Walleye for Warriors because I'm not there. I'm in Ohio. I'm in Ontario, and I don't have a boat yet. But I am emceeing the event on Sunday. Mike, good morning. How are you? Mike, the bugs are terrible. They're terrible. And if you didn't have one of these or two of these, if you didn't have a couple of these, it would be impossible to sit in the woods and not go crazy without a Thermacell. Thermacell, Thermacell. I wish I had them as an advertising partner, but I don't. Phil says, how are the bugs? Oh, okay. Don't mess with what the outfitter's doing. Smoke's gone. Smoke is completely gone, Ross. Brian says, I'm going to have to check out Canada for bear. I drew my Michigan tag last year. Don't want to wait another 10 years. That's why I come here, Brian, because you can buy a tag over the counter every year. Now, I haven't seen a bear yet. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. My good buddy, Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand, shot a bear opening night. Another friend of mine, Charlie Wilsey of Primal Outdoors, shot a bear opening night, but I haven't seen one yet. All right, look forward to it, Corey. Hey, Kevin, good morning. Dave, you know exactly where I am, Dave. You know exactly where I am because I'm sitting here in the same room that I've had for the last dozen years or so. You know exactly where I'm at, Dave. Good morning, buddy. How are you? Tone says it's incredible how strong the smoke is even down here outside Detroit. Burning eyes outside. It's gone up here now. There was a lot of smoke going through Grayling when I came through Sunday morning from a fire there. When I got to the Straits, the smoke was so thick I couldn't see the top of the Big Mac, and I couldn't see Mackinac Island. The Sioux was very smoky, but the further west I got, the smoke was gone. I did see some pictures of what it looked like when it was burning here, and it was quite scary. Canada dropped the vax requirement, so I've been thinking about a Canadian bear hunt too. Yes. Yeah, you can just, it's easy to get in. Hazy down here in Southeast Michigan. Dave says he misses this place. Is that an all-inclusive hunt, lodging, and food? No, it's not, Davina. There are hunts that are all-inclusive. The hunt with Ron is just the hunt. Yes, he did get a 320 pounder on the first night. Yes. Hunting from the ground. He's hunting from the ground now. That's what I'm doing. I'm bow hunting with my crossbow from the ground in a Wraith Primal 270 see-through blind. I've hunted bears from a tree stand. I don't like it. I like to be on the ground. All right, it's 9 o'clock. So I've been doing this 15 minutes. Danny said he saw Charlie this morning. White River's top it is. I didn't know you knew Charlie. I think everybody knows Charlie, Danny. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to shut this whole thing down. I'm going to go to the skinning shack. I'm going to get some more bait. I'm going to head out to the bush. They call the woods up here the bush, and it's very, very thick. I'm hunting 35, 40 miles from town back on a logging road into the bush. So I'm going to go out there, set up that bait, and I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to sit on it for at least 4 hours. And if I get to that point, maybe I'll just try to sit on it all night long. I mean, till tonight. I don't know if I can. That's a 12-hour sit. I can't do that. Dave, the Continental is closed for breakfast right now. They open at 11. Did you get the Viper? I got the I think it is called the Viper. I don't know. It's the 10-point S400, and I love it. I love it. No sign of wolves yet, Brad. No sign of wolves yet. All right, my friends, I'm going to go because I got to go. I got to go hunting. Enough talking about bear hunting. Let's go do some bear hunting. I don't know. There will be no Wednesday Night Live tonight unless I go out there midday and shoot a bear. So it's either going to happen or it's not. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. I'd love to see a bear. I mean, I love bears. Every time I see a bear, I get excited. So if I see a bear today, I'll get really excited. And you know what? If it doesn't have milk around its mouth, it's probably going to get shot. I'm not going to be picky. I'm not holding out for a 300-pounder. If it's not a... All right, my friends, have a good day. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Behind the Mic from White River, Ontario, Canada Hunt with Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. If you're looking for an Ontario hunt, a Canada hunt, I highly recommend Ron. He does a great job. If I get a bear, you'll know. If I don't get a bear, you'll know as well. Have a good day, my friends. Talk to you later.